Hello everybody, welcome back to NC Thrills, and today it's the magnum opus. It's the park of all parks. It is the rockin' rollin' coast of America. It is Cedar Point, and I'll be ranking every single roller coaster at Cedar Point. Let's do this thing. To start off, I just want to preface that I have not done every single roller coaster at Cedar Point, but I have done either clones or really similar roller coasters to them, and it's also Cedar Point, and there's some great stuff there. And the stuff that I have not done, they're just kind of family mid to bad attractions, so it's like there's no point. So just want to get that out of the way. So now we are going to officially start the list, and at number 18 we have Wilderness Run, the 1979 Intamin children's roller coaster. It is the first ever roller coaster by Intamin, and I have not done this because I'm too big. I am too big. Even if I had a children, I would be too big. They only let children ride this roller coaster, and parents can't even ride with it. So it's like, come on, what are you doing, Cedar Point? Yeah, I've not done this, but it's a basic kiddie coaster, an old kiddie coaster, and look at those beautiful triangle hills, I just gotta say. But yes, it is backing up the rear because it is a children's roller coaster. Okay, next up, number 17, we have Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Whenever I was there, it was during the great tsunami of Cedar Point, where the park flooded, and after the thunderstorm, a few things started opening up, and one of them was Cedar Creek Mine Ride. That was on one train, and I did it, and it was a jank mess, and I did not enjoy it. Did not really have good terrain. It was kind of slow. It was more family-ish. It reminded me a lot of Trailblazer at Hershey Park. It was janky, it was boring, it was family-friendly, and I did not enjoy it. So that is why it's at number 17. Next up, number 16, we got Woodstock Express. It is a Vekoma Junior coaster. I've done a Vekoma Junior coaster at Kentucky Kingdom, so it's okay. It has some forces on the helix. It can get pretty intense, but it's at Cedar Point, and it is a family coaster for the children, so it cannot be that high on the list. It's cool looking. I have seen it, and it fits perfectly into that Camp Snoopy. I think the Camp Snoopy at Cedar Point is the most aesthetic. It's nice and pretty. It looks cute for the chillin'. But yeah, that's really it. It's the family coaster. Okay. Next up, we got Corkscrew, the 1976 Aero Corkscrew. I believe it was the first roller coaster in the world to have 3 inversions. It was beaten out by a week for the roller coaster to be the first roller coaster with a vertical loop. But it's okay. It's not as bad as people say. I have to admit, I did not ride it this year. I did ride it last year, but it's fine. It's janky on those corkscrews, but you just gotta expect that with all Aero loopers. But the loop was intense, the airtime hill was nice, the drop was nice, but come on, it's out of date. What I think they should do is just take out the entire ride, remove the ride, but leave the corkscrews in the midway as like a homage, because it's history, and it'd be cool to see them do it, just like how Alton Towers has their corkscrews at the front of the park and the entrance. I think it'd be cool if they left it there and then just remove it, give it something good. That'd be awesome. Okay, next up, number 14. It is Iron Dragon. This is the third roller coaster at Cedar Point I've not done, and it's the only one left that I have not. It's Iron Dragon, Woodstock Express, and Wilderness Run are the 3 coasters at Cedar Point I have not done, and I just never have the desire to ride it. I walk past it so many times, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get on it. oh, I'm going to get on it. And I never do because it always has a long line. But finally they got fast lane, so maybe next time I go I'll get on it. But I've said that for the past 2 years, and I probably won't. But I do need the credit. That's the only reason. But I do hear it's more of a family-friendly aerodynamics suspended coaster. And it looks pretty sluggish every time I watch it go by. So it's like, what's that point? Come on, what's that point? So I haven't done it. And that's why it is down here at number 14. Next up, number 13. This might be unpopular. Looking at my comments from what I think every single Six Flags park will get, people seem to be like, oh, why do you want to remove this? This thing's really good. Which I respect, but it's not my thing. It is Gemini, the 1978 Aero Super Mine Train. Because it does not have a mine train layout. It is built and designed like a wooden coaster. I don't know why they just didn't build a wooden coaster. I wish they would have built a wooden coaster. It would have been cool. Similar layout, but wooden. That'd have been sick. But the only problem is there is no PTC stopped making wooden coasters. There's no CCI. There's no DIN. There's definitely no GCI. There's 100% no Gravity Group. So who's gonna build it? That's the only problem. But Gemini, it is a bit janky, in my opinion. It's not, the layout's not anything great. Again, I have not done it I did not do it this year. I did it last year, but I got off just being like, it's fine. So that is why it's down here at number 13. It's not the worst, but it's far from the best. Next up, number 12 is Wild Mouse, the Zamperla something coaster. This thing, it was kind of funny looking at it because it does not have permanent footers. It is designed to be a fair coaster or a traveling roller coaster or just something you plop down at a boardwalk park. But it's at Cedar Point. And this thing is kind of, it's fun. It's a fun family coaster. If you get some spin in it, and spin pretty good. The layout's pretty neat. It's not your typical just switchback after switchback. So it's probably one of the best coasters named Wild Mouse, because most Wild Mouse are just Wild Mouse. So it's a cool addition. It looks nice on the boardwalk section. But yeah, it can't be any higher than this. Some of you probably think it should be lower, but this is my ranking, and I'm sorry. Okay, next up, this is probably also going to be unpopular, but I got Rougarou. Yes, the 1996 B&M originally stand-up, but is now a floorless. My ride on this year was actually pretty intense, but the track doesn't run great. And it's just, there's nothing stand out about it. There's nothing like that you could say, oh yeah, this part of Rougarou is awesome. There's none of that. It's all just, it's one flow of just meh. One of my lower ranked B&Ms, but also the 3 B&Ms, 3 out of the 4 B&Ms at this park are some of my least favorite. So it's like, come on. And this is just the worst out of all of them. But it's got a cool logo. I like the color scheme. I like the setting over that little lagoon. So it looks nice, but it just doesn't ride great. If they remove it, it'd be pretty cool, and they could get a new modern looper in there. Okay, next up, number 10, we have Valraven, or as I call it, Val Snoozin', because it is super boring. Oh my gosh, is it boring. I've gotten 2 rides on it, one in 2024, one in 2025, and it is boring as crap. I've had more intense rides sitting on the toilet, dropping a deuce, than I have on this stinking coaster. Oh my gosh, the only good part of it is that first drop. But the rest of it, it's slow, it's sluggish, it just is forceless. Like, I legit fall asleep. Not really. It's just so boring. And I'm the top tier number 1 Valraven hater. Yes, if I become popular enough, I might make a shirt that says Valraven Hater because I hate this ride. Legit hate this ride. The only good thing about it is the first drop and the fact that it's smooth. Everything else sucks. Can't stand it. Okay, there you go. There's been a little Valraven rant. But number 9, another B&M. Another one of the weakest B&Ms. We got Gatekeeper, or as some people, including me, call it Gate Sleeper. Again, another stinking boring B&M. Cedar Point, what were you thinking? But I will say, that wing overdrop, low-key kind of fire. The Immelman, low-key kind of fire. The keyholes, low-key kind of fire. Everything in between sucks, but those elements in particular, those are the redeeming qualities of this ride. So that is why it's ahead of Val Snoozin'. But Gate Sleeper, oh man, does the rest of the ride just disappoint? At least it looks pretty right in front of the park, right next to the beach. But it is pretty lame. I could feel like I could throw a 3-year-old on this thing and they'd be like, boo, that was boring. Same thing with Valraven. Come on. And the B&M vests, come on. I mean, before I got to Dollywood this year, I was thinking, well, maybe Valraven's better than Wild Eagle. Then I got on Wild Eagle, I'm like, dang, this thing's good. And every time I've ridden Wild Eagle, it's gotten better. But maybe that's for my Dollywood video, and maybe you'll see that. Okay, there you go. Now, from one blue coaster to another blue coaster. Number 8, we got Blue Streak, the 1964 PTC wooden coaster. I really enjoyed this on my ride in 2024. I did not get on it this year. Because of the flood, the thunderstorm and quintessent and the hurricane that passed like right after that, that caused me to not get on everything that I wanted to. It kind of hindered my day. It literally took 3 hours out of my day, and it was pretty sad. So I didn't get on Blue Streak. I didn't get multiple rides on Steve. I didn't get multiple rides on Maverick, but I did get multiple rides on the newest stuff. We'll get to that later. But Blue Streak, it is a fun, classic wooden coaster. It's got some good airtime. It's got a bite to it. But if you like your wooden roller coasters rough, I mean, come on. It's pretty good. It's pretty looking. It just takes you back to the olden days. And I can only imagine what it'd be like going to Cedar Point in 1964 and being like, whoa, what is this gigantic monstrosity of a roller coaster? I am freaking out. That's probably when it was best in 1964 and everyone freaked out about it. But now it is still a classic. It is really good. It's one of my favorite old wooden roller coasters. Blue Streak, everybody. Next up, we got my favorite of the Cedar Point B&Ms. It is Raptor, the 1994 B&M invert. This thing is incredibly intense. This is the second most intense B&M invert in my opinion, right behind Overgeorge's Batman. My gosh, my legs were tingling on that helix, and the inversions all hit, especially the Cobra roll. That thing had some mad whip. The first drop, really good. The whole ride is just really good. Super enjoyable, super fun, super intense. But since it's at Cedar Point, it's just not in the upper tier. If this was at most any other park, it'd be like number 2 or 3 in the park. But it's at Cedar Point, so it's kind of hindered and kind of overshadowed. But Raptor, great ride. Love it. Okay, next up, number 6. This might be way too high or way too low to some people, but in my opinion, it is perfect. And it is Magnum XL200, the 1989 Aerodynamics Hypercoaster. In my opinion, it is a second half ride, but that second half is just so flipping crazy. I got 2 rides on it this year, one in the magic seat and one in the very back, and it is just, I do prefer it in the back, that magic seat ride can be a little much. In the back, it hits, in my opinion, perfectly. The first drop is pretty good. The airtime hill that kind of turns, that's kind of forceless. But the turnaround, that turnaround is flipping nuts. It's really good. It's super janky in all the best ways possible. And I don't even think I need to talk about the finale. We all know about the finale with the triangle airtime hills. Boom. What the heck? Okay. Next up, to start our top 5. It's the new for 2025. Vekoma Tilt Coaster. Siren's Curse. This thing, it didn't reach expectations, but that's my fault. I definitely overhyped it a bit because I've never seen a dive coaster before. I've never been on a dive coaster before. I've not been to Taiwan. I've not been on Gravity Max. So this is like, okay, what is this going to be? And it's New Age Vekoma. It's going to be like super smooth and super awesome. And it's probably going to be like top 25. It was not, but still an incredible ride. I got like 3 or 4 rides on this thing this year, and holy crap, was it awesome. It's just an experience. It's probably the best experience at Cedar Point. You got the on-ride audio. You got the theming. It's just an incredible experience. The tilt track, when I rode it the first time, it freaked me out. But after the first ride, I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is really cool. Tons of airtime, but not just normal airtime. You get some sideways airtime, you got some overbanked airtime, you got some outer banked airtime, you get some inverting airtime. It is super whippy. It is just butter smooth. It's really good. Just all I really gotta say, it's just really good, and it definitely freaked out a lot of the people, and that's why it had a super long line. Okay, next up, numero quattro. It is Millennium Force. Come on, guys. The 2000 Intamin Giga Coaster. This thing is a legend in the coaster world. It is beautiful. It is big, and it's okay. It's far from the best coaster, but just being Millennium Force, it's good. Come on. The camelbacks, you have some good airtime. That speed hill at the end is really good. The first drop, great. That first overbank, good. The turn in the tunnel is good, but some of the stuff does fall flat. There's some filler. There's too many overbanks, so that's why it's not top 2. But it is dang good. It is a dang good ride, and it is a legend, and I hope it stays for a long time. Okay, next up, number 3. It is Top Thrill 2. Yes. Last year I went to Cedar Point after Top Thrill 2 shut down. So I waited a year for this thing, and man, was it worth the wait. Holy crap. It was something else. It was like no other coaster I've ever been on, except the closest thing I can compare it to is Pantheon. But Pantheon even is just completely different. It is so fast. It is just, it's crazy. The top hat is a little rattly, but the top hat is also 22 years old, so it makes sense. But the launch, the second and third launch hit so hard. The backward spike is nuts, and if you ride it in the back row, the whip off of the top hat is just nuts. If you ride in the front, you get all that face flapping intensity, and it's awesome, but I do prefer in the back for the whip. But this thing is just a monstrosity. It is humongous, and that's why it's up here. That's why it's at number 3. But the ride, the only thing that hinders it is the fact that it is just it's kind of a one-trick pony. You get the swing launch, and then you hit down the top hat, and you're done. But yep, it's just a great ride. It's huge, but again, the length is what is keeping it back. Okay, next up, number 2. What could it be? It's Maverick. Dang, is it Maverick. Sadly, I did have to drop it this year after being on some great stuff, some more modern stuff. But seeing what this thing forged Without this, there's no Velocicoaster. Without this, there is no Pantheon. There's no Tutatis. There's no Gotham City Escape. There's no Terran. I could go on for days. But this thing is incredible. I sadly did not get a night ride. It is one of my favorite night rides for that second launch in the dark in the tunnel. But that second launch in the dark in the tunnel hitting 70 miles per hour is just, it's nuts. The airtime, the whip on the inversions, the snappiness of the turns, it is just an incredible ride. But again, I think its age is showing and just how the ride is. But if it still had that Heartline roll, who knows? It might be number one. Probably not, though. Okay. Here we go. The magnum opus. What could it be? What could it possibly be? It's definitely Steel Vengeance, the 2018 RMC Hyper Hybrid. And it is my number one overall roller coaster. So, of course, it's the number one at Cedar Point. This thing is just a beast. The beyond vertical drop, actually it's 90 degrees, not beyond vertical, it's just the vertical drop. The vertical drop, it hits so hard. That first airtime hill, it just warms you up for the next one. For the outer banked airtime hill, my favorite element, and my favorite element in general, is that stall where you're just going downwards, but it's still a stall, and you hit it and you get airtime while you're hitting down, and the whip and through. Oh my gosh. This year it was a little sad. I did get slowed down a little too much on the mid-course brake run, which kind of hindered it, which made me like it's not like so high up, but it's still number one. This thing is just awesome. If you love airtime, if you love whippiness, this is just for you. And Chris from Airtime Thrills put it perfectly. Cedar Point and RMC went out to build the best roller coaster in the world, and did they succeed? But yeah, there you go. That is my ranking of Cedar Point. If you like my ranking, hit the like. If you dislike my ranking, hit the like. If you're subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It is free, and I make videos every week. So yeah. If you want to put your rankings down below, put them in the comments. I'll gladly look at those. I love reading your guys' comments. They're very encouraging, even whenever you hate on me. That's actually more fun. I actually put the hate comments. Put the hate comments down, though. I really love hate comments. They're so fun. It's awesome. But that's all I got for you. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.